Hey, what's up to all of my Sagittarians out there? So please make sure to get the book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are also in the description box below as well. So let me just go ahead and close this door before we even begin, right? Because my people said they don't want to be on camera, none of that or any of that stuff. So they won't be. So let's get into it for all of my Sagittarians. Let's see what the Sagittarians have got cooking up. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what the Sagittarians have got going on. Okay, so you have the Hermit. You have the Seven of Spears, okay? You have the Two of Wands. You have the Ten of Swords, the Judgment, okay? Four of Spears. You have the Nine of Cups. You have the Devil. You have the Ace of Swords. You have the Seven of Swords. I'm just going to get a new ring light. Forget all this. The Death card. The Ten of Coins, i.e. Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is for Sagittarius, just in case if you couldn't tell by the title. So what I'm seeing here for the Sagittarius are you were dealing with someone from the not so distant past who thought of being with you as some sort of trick, as to where every time they hung out with you, they wanted to play this. They were playing games, right? They tried to make it. They tried to make it into where they would try to like play you out and make it seem as if you were up underneath some sort of spell, and that necessarily wasn't even the case at all. And the Seven of Spears is that you fought your way out of this not so distant relationship. Hold on. You fought yourself out of this not so distant in the past relationship, and now you're able to essentially do whatever it is that you want to do, because you're a free Sagittarius. So the Two of Spears now represents how. So now you still looking, right? Hasn't hurt your confidence at all. You're still looking, but what you're looking for is the Ten of Swords. And as you can see, the word traitor is at the top, or traitor, right, is at the top. What is a traitor? A traitor basically is someone who is so grimy in the sense of they don't have any loyalty, but it's also about them being spiritually and soulfully bankrupt. That's what a traitor is, right? In essence, that's what a traitor is. A person who, it's not just necessarily about trading sides. It goes deeper than that, because to a certain extent, nobody should be so loyal to the point of detriment, right? To the point of where it becomes your detriment. But it does mean that a person does have to have some sort of accountability and purpose about themselves. And oftentimes, people who are career traders, meaning they've been doing it for a long time, they're spiritually and soulfully bankrupt. And a lot of you Sagittarians are looking for, or you have your eyes more open to people who lack the soul, lack the spirit. Because spirit and soul is not the same thing. But you're looking out for people who lack both of those things. Maybe, because a person can be soulful, right, and be, a person could be soulful, right, but not necessarily spiritual. Just like a person can be spiritual in the sense of they could be faking the funk, that you know what I mean, these fake rituals and stuff like this, but in actuality they don't have a soul, so it doesn't mean anything, right? Despite how spiritual they are. And you Sagittarians are looking out for, or keeping an eye open for both of those things. You're not necessarily looking for it, which is what the Judgment represents that you need to kind of watch out for. Don't necessarily go looking for people who are whom you know that you're going to have a problem with, or is soulfully or spiritually bankrupt. Look for people, obviously, who are people who have intrinsic value, right? Self-love, right? And engage with those people. The Four of Wands and the Nine of Cups. The Four of Wands, four represents building, right? Nine of Cups represents the type of people who you should be building with, are those type of people who have idiosyncrasies, but not a whole bunch of like red flags to say that it's something that legitimately puts the relationship at odds with itself, and therefore it's dysfunctional, and that's what causes the both of you to break the relationship off. You don't want to have red flags. What you want to do is, Sagittarius, is you want to be able to have idiosyncrasies. It's something that's small, can be changed. It's insignificant. It doesn't matter as far as the relationship is concerned whatsoever, right? It's like, for instance, it's like if a person's hair is brown between if a person's hair is blonde. It's like if you really in love with the person, do you really care what color of their hair it is? You know what I mean? In the sense of what's their natural hair color? Are you gonna not be with somebody because they got blonde hair? Like, come on, that's ridiculous. That's an idiosyncrasy, right? That's an example of an idiosyncrasy. The person likes to chew with their mouth open, right? But their breath smells good, and they brush their teeth, and their oral hygiene is up to par. Is it annoying? To some people it might be, but is it something where, oh my gosh, I just can't do it? That's an idiosyncrasy. An example of a red flag is a character flaw. An example of a red flag is an example of spiritual and soulful bankruptcy. The person blames you for all their faults in life. Okay, that's a red flag, because it doesn't even make any sense. You're blaming a particular person who may not have even been around, for a long period of time, and just recently came by in the context of your life. You're blaming that person. So those are the people who you should hang out with. People who have idiosyncrasies and not a whole lot of red flags. The Devil represents how you have to learn. It's the sense in which a lot of people are going to not like you for it, but it's something in which you, as Sagittarians, shouldn't care, because this is fair, right? Like, how are people going to really sit up there in front like you should just take the abuse, right? Obviously you shouldn't. The things that the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords is, don't let anybody play you. Like I said in one of my other videos, don't let anybody play you, and don't let anybody try to make it seem as if like somehow, once you saw the abuse coming, now all of a sudden, right, considering the fact that you let them go on some respectful type steeds, they're trying to make it seem as if like, oh, you wilding out. Nah, because the reason why I'm saying that is because when you know that someone has a character flaw, and you're able to identify what it is, meaning what happened that this person showed you that they had a character flaw, this abusive person, whether it is that they consciously know it or not, they are going to uptick on the abuse, meaning that once you're saying yes to some of it, you're saying yes to all of it at once, meaning that it's not just going to be about whatever the silly little fight was. It's also a part of whether or not they see you accepting it. So this is the reason why it is that, like, for me, like I said before, I don't play any kind of games. Once you've shown me, I don't care how pretty you are. They know who they are. I don't care how pretty they are. I don't care if I like them at first. Your spiritual and soulful bankruptcy has essentially destroyed the romance in the relationship. Therefore, now I am completely unattracted to you because we are not alike. On us on the mic. Not alike us on the mic. We're not the same. Fundamentally, we're not the same. And it's not an extreme case where I'm on one far extreme and you're on the other extreme, but in actuality, right, we're really one and the same because we're opposites of each other. No. I'm talking about we're actually different because, you know, I can be ruthless, but I'm always checking in with my own internal self to make sure that I'm not cruel, because cruelty is different than ruthlessness. Ruthlessness means that you're barbarous. You're a person where nothing is going to get in your way, but it still denotes that there's certain boundaries that you will not cross because you understand that it'll compromise who you are, right? Not having those boundaries or being cruel means you so extra, you so excessive to the point where you're a tyrant. And see, this is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords represents that. It represents how a lot of you Sagittarians need to learn to be on the lookout for that, right? When someone is being excessive, stop being with this person. Stop giving this person a try when they have excessive, cruel things, you know, because the truth, one of the tricks is that usually people end up showing you a little taste of cruelty somewhere at the beginning, right, or shortly after. And if you decide to still be with that, then what's going to happen is that they're gonna just uptick it. By the way, come through and get a reading. If you're a Sagittarius and this stuff resonates with you, I don't have anybody booked right now. Come through, email me or whatnot. Why not, right? The rates and stuff like that are in the description box. The email is in the description box. I'm available today. You have the Death card. You have the Ten of Coins. You have the King of Coins. Pentacles, basically. Coins is Pentacles. So the Death card, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Yeah. You have to do, some of you Sagittarians may have to do some serious internal makeover so that you don't get hurt, so that you don't get yourself caught up in the trick bag anymore, right? For you Sagittarians who get this message and you're taking the steps, or you're already there, good for you. You're already 2 or 3 steps ahead of the curve. The King of Pentacles represents you have to pay attention, because falling in love is not as easy as 1, 2, 3. It hasn't for a while, because most people are soulfully and spiritually bankrupt. They will do anything for cash. They will do anything for attention. Most of the stuff that you see people, they told you most of the stuff that you see people do out here now with all this clout chasing, they showed you it in the movie Scream. Remember Scream 4? Why did Sidney Prescott's cousin start doing what it is that she did? Because she wanted the attention that Sidney Prescott was getting. That's the reason why. So people were showing you that they'll do anything for attention. For you Sagittarius, you have to maintain your sense of individuality. The 5 of Wands and the 3 of Coins represents how, for you Sagittarians, this represents how a lot of you Sagittarians also happen to be in a situation where essentially too, you're going to argue with these type of people from the very beginning about who it is that you shouldn't kick it with, right? And the disagreement, I ain't gonna say argument, but the disagreement is gonna be over something minuscule and petty, but this person is gonna go overboard. And the 2 of Pentacles represents, you know, someone's really got something going on with them that's nice, that's really worthy of something based upon your own internal value. Let's clarify the cards. Let's clarify the Death card. 10 of Swords. Right, it's a wrap. Stop trying to make things, stop trying to force things. The Emperor and the Empress. So, the Ten of Swords, yeah, you know, stop trying to make things work. The Emperor, have your own intrinsic value. The Empress, you've got a lot to live for. So why are you tripping out about this type of stuff? Now, like I just saw, like for instance, right, to kind of bring this home, I just saw someone who I was texting. I just saw one of the people who I've talked about that person before a few weeks ago that I was trying to get to know. This person said, I'm going to go ahead and hit you up. This person didn't text me back. You think I'm really sitting up here worried about that type of stuff? I just saw that person, right? I just saw that person. Guess what? That person walking around with their head down. Whoa. How do you ghost on me and you're the one walking around with your head down? Because that's their problem. I'm not walking around with my head down, you know, anger in my heart. Oh, I'm used to it. This is nothing. There's only two reasons why people are upset. It's either they're young and they lack experience, right? Or they're people who essentially haven't dealt with the internal baggage that they have to deal with. With me, the more that I started to learn about how to work this stuff out, is the freer I became. Let's clarify the Devil card. The Nine of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So, to clarify the Devil card. So, this is a situation for you, Sagittarians, where just observe what is it that they do and they say, and see if it matches up and see where they're coming from. The Knight of Swords. If a person's really interested in you, it won't take hard. It won't take a long time. It'll take you'll know it. You know what I mean? You'll know it. Like I said before, if a person chose up on me years ago, I probably still would have been with that person still to this day if they played their cards right. Of course, I played my cards right. I still would have been with them because I don't cheat. So the thing is that, like, that's my point of this whole thing. My point is, the problem in the sense is not for you to deal with. You just have to deal with your own issues of self-importance and realize that you are important, Sagittarius. But at the same time, if you don't know that, then you're going to automatically freak yourself up, cross yourself with this. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace. Have a great day.